This is Hayes Q Jones. Your DVD and Blu-ray ball on a budget, baby. And this is HQ Videos for you. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Please like, share, subscribe. Help me reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers. If you're a current subscriber, welcome home. Come on in, make yourself at home. Right now, for you new subscribers, I'm actually in the Tampa, Florida area, and this is what it looks like right before it's about to storm. But this week's video, surprisingly to me also, is another Dollar Tree video. I didn't expect to do one so quickly. I'd actually had one ready, a Kino Lorber collection video ready to go, but I ended up going to another Dollar Tree. One of my subscribers actually left me a message and said they're dropping this past Friday. So that's exactly what I did. Didn't start out too well. The first couple places that I went to, they didn't have any movies. So I was like, scrap it. I'm just gonna go to a pawn shop and make it a pawn shop Blu-ray hunt video. Went to the pawn shop, got some great finds. I'll end up showing that next week. Went to another Dollar Tree. At one Dollar Tree, I picked up like over 20 videos, so it turned back into a Dollar Tree video. But before I get into that, I always like to share with you some of the stuff I've been watching, either streaming or physical media. The first movie is on Netflix, starring John David Washington. If you're not familiar with that name, that very common sounding name, it comes from he comes from a very uncommon father. That's the son of Denzel Washington. And the movie that I watched with my wife was Beckett. Beckett is a suspense thriller, not so much action, but more suspense thriller. If you're expecting a Denzel performance, don't. He's a completely different person. He doesn't even look like Denzel. He looks more like his mother. It was an interesting film. I'm not gonna say it was a great film, but it was entertaining and definitely worth a watch. So if you get the opportunity, you have Netflix, watch John David Washington in Beckett. My next pick is actually physical media. I purchased it at a pawn shop, but I've actually seen this at the Dollar Tree. This is John Dies at the End, starring Chase Williamson and Paul Giamatti. And this is a comedy, science fiction, fantasy type film. Completely different than probably anything else I've seen before. I'm not even sure how to describe it. There's this drug that people are taking that gives them an out-of-body experience. And again, I don't like to give spoilers, but that's the premise of it, and it goes on from there. Great movie, enjoyed watching it. Goes very quickly. John Dies at the End. My next physical media pick is another Dollar Tree pick. This is a little bit slower. It's called Into the Ashes. It has Frank Grillo in it. He's not the star. He's more of the antagonist, but he's a major part of the film. Very slow film. The first 27 minutes, I'm just trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Then the storyline really kind of begins and goes from there. Good Sunday afternoon drama / suspense thriller. Good film to watch with your lady. And my last selection for the week is off the Hulu channel, Black Jesus, starring Gerald Slink Johnson, the late Charlie Murphy, Eddie Murphy's older brother, and the late John Witherspoon. I really haven't been watching Hulu. When I first was turned on to Hulu, they didn't have any shows or movies I was interested in. But as of lately, they've added some movies and television shows. Last week I saw Nicolas Cage's Willy's Wonderland. They also have American Horror on their lineup, so there's some pretty decent shows. But Black Jesus, very, very funny show, written by one of the producers of the Boondocks, Aaron Magruder. So if you like Aaron Magruder's sense of humor, I call it black, quirky, semi-political humor. Very edgy, very funny. If you're easily offended, if you're religious, I wouldn't recommend watching this. I personally am having a ball watching it. I've already seen the first season and I am just starting the second season. Again, I don't give spoilers, but he does such hood things as turning water into cognac. So If you like that kind of humor, I highly recommend Black Jesus on Hulu. Now, without further ado, we're going to get into the videos for the week, the Dollar Trees. So you know the routine. Sit back, relax, have a drink, have a smoke, and I'll catch you on the other end of this video. This was supposed to be a Dollar Tree video, but it's turning out to be just a regular pickup video. Okay, I'm going after the bottom of the videos, and this is back to being a Dollar Tree video. I just picked up 24 out of that last Dollar Tree. So let me hit a couple more, then we'll go back to the Black Haze. The last time I was here, they had the movies in the counter lane, and just so happened that was the only lane that was open, so you really couldn't look at the movies until you're like right next to the checkout. So hopefully, if they do have some movies, hopefully they position them much better. Picked up a few more movies, and didn't plan on picking these up though, but I heard these actually work pretty well, the solar stake lights. So when we get back to the Black Cave, or get back to the house, I'm gonna stake these up. Hopefully they'll illuminate, and I'll show you what they look like at nighttime. Then we'll go to the Black Cave, hopefully. This should be my last Dollar Tree for the day. All right, dude, get out the way. Made it home. About to put these in the yard so they can get charged up for the night. I'll show you guys what they look like tonight. This is Dollar Tree. This is what came in the mail. And this is the pawn shops, Value Pawn and Cash America. More than likely, I'll show you this stuff next week or vice versa, depending on how I decide to chop up the video. And again, this is what came in the mail. You guys that later. So give me a second, let me get situated and we'll get into this. We are back at the Black Cave. Back at the Black Cave. We are back at the Black Cave. Here we have the Dollar Tree purchases here and what I picked up at the pawn shop. Because this is a Dollar Tree movie video, I'm going to go over those videos next week. So come back next week. Really cool Blu-rays, really cool slip covers. But give me a second, let me get these out of the plastic, let me get them scanned in, and we'll go over these in just a minute. You guys hold tight. Okay, we're back. Just getting off of a live stream, just hitting a couple comments for Flick Talk. But let's get into my Dollar Tree. Now the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 movies, these didn't scan in. Well, they scanned in, but they all scanned in under the same name, and I'll show you when I'm done with the first 6. This is Kukui, the Boogeyman, and I just know the name Kukui from a UFC boxer, Kendall Grove. That was his nickname, El Kukui. And unfortunately, guys asked, literally beat out the UFC. And last time I saw him fight, it was a bare knuckle fight, and got his ass knocked out. But this is on the legendary Kukui. I guess he takes small children. The Boogeyman, or the Latino Boogeyman. This is an uncorked video. And looks like a low budget, maybe along the line of Asylum, maybe a step above Asylum. Kukui. Next we have kind of a Goosebumps horror or children's horror, The League of Legend Keepers, Shadows. It looks cute. Maybe the boy and I will watch that. The Fate of the World Rests in Their Hands. And this is another uncorked video, family edition. And I'm very familiar with uncorked video, but it seems like they go back for the VHS days if I'm not incorrect. The League of Legend Keepers. Next, Monolith, the safest car ever conceived, is now the ultimate death trap. This reminds me of The Car or Christine. I'm assuming this is a low budget version of that. Again, this is another uncorked video. Haven't seen any of these. These are all blind buys. And it looks like B stars or B-list movies, maybe even C or D-list movies. C or D-list stars, excuse me. Monolith. Next, we have Coven, practicing their craft, killing their prey. That just sounds like your average woman, though. But anyways, this is a horror picture. Beauty is pain. Yeah, sounds like a typical female. Another uncorked video. I do like their artwork that they put on their disc, so I'll give them props for that. Coven. Next, we have A Night of Horror. Nightmare Radio, 8 terrifying tales to haunt your dreams. And I'm thinking this might be along the line of, if you're familiar with old television shows like Tales of the Crypt, Monsters, Twilight Zone, I'm guessing it's kind of like along those type of lines. The anthology of the year. I thought the anthology was 10. Maybe not, I don't know. A Night of Horror, Nightmare Radio. Next, we have Crying Wolf. Funny, gory, sexy, and above all, massively entertaining throughout. Crying Wolf. When the howling starts, the killing begins. And again, there's another uncorked video. And the artwork on the disc. Next, we have Abominable. It wasn't supposed to exist. Kind of like this virus. The legends are true, and I'm just gonna assume this is about the legendary abominable snowman, or the northern version of Bigfoot, Abominable. Next, we have the Redwood Massacre. Will have you hooked from the very first minute to the very last. UK horror scene. Gorehounds will love it. Slasher film of the year, slasher film. Not that big into slasher films. If there's a decent story behind it, yeah. The Redwood Massacre, we'll just have to see. This will probably be a Sunday. Most of these are probably Sunday watches. That's why I watch a lot of my Dollar Tree movies on Sundays. Saint Agatha. Oddly enough, I heard this title come up in the Flick Talks chat from the director of Saw 2, 3, 4, Darren Lynn Bousman, a horror film with brains and atmosphere, atone for your sins. Saint Agatha. For some reason, just first look at it, like stigmata for some reason. Might just me getting old and my eyes not working properly. Pray for your life. And again, they're killing on the artwork as far as the disc go. Uncorked video, Saint Agatha. Now these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That was 8. Let me get my scanner and show you something very strange. Okay, this is what happened when I scan these in, and these are all the different ones. It scans in as Gateway. Already in there. This way. Let's go. Next we have a zombie picture, Anger of the Dead, Survival is All That Is Left. And another uncorked video. This one actually scanned in. It didn't scan in as gateway for some reason. And again, another blind buy and don't know any of the actors or actresses. Anger of the Dead. Next we have Blood Moon, The Night the Blood Will Flow. This Night the Blood Will Flow. A surprisingly great monster movie. Feel weak, nerdly. And don't know any of the... She looks kind of familiar. Another uncorked video. Blood Moon. And I believe this is the last uncorked video. Driven, 8 out of 10, a short and sweet supernatural romp. Film threat. And I'm not sure if this is like this is a horror, but I don't know if it's a spoof on maybe the Driven movie or something, or maybe one of the Christine movies. I don't know, but it looked interesting though. So for a buck, of course I'm gonna check it out. Driven. I might be watching this tomorrow morning. Next is an Echo Bridge title, a film by John Cusack, Everfall. And it just looks interesting. Looks a little surreal. Everfall. Next is an ITN. Quite a few ITN, not as many uncorked, but it's an ITN release, House of the Witch. Wonderfully effective and atmospheric. This house belongs to her. I love a decent horror movie, even low budget if it's done well. Is this ITN? No, I'm sorry, this is not ITN. This is 4 Digital Media. 4 Digital Media. House of Witch. House of the Witch. This one, Ethan Hawke, Naomi Rapace. Mark Strong, Stockholm, suspenseful, lightest black comedy with heart. And I like quirky films in general. Academy Award nominee Ethan Hawke, based on an absurd but true story. I even like those even more. And this is a SGM, a Smith Global Media distribution. I was familiar with them. So I don't know if maybe this is Ethan Hawke project. Again, if you've seen this or if you know, please leave it in the comment. Stockholm. Next, another Echo Bridge release. Theodore Aoki and Maximilian Aoki. Things I Do for Money. Everyone has a price. I don't know how true that is, but I'm sure there's some truth to that. It's like a gangster film. Or a gangster-like film, I should say. Things I Do for Money. Next, this is an ITN release. The Trees Have Eyes. Timothy Patrick Quill. Tony Moran. These Woods Will Leave You Hollow. ITN release. Looks like a zombie picture. I love my zombie pictures also. Trees Have Eyes. Next, Voodoo Apocalypse. This is like a zombie horror comedy. Don't know any of the actors, actresses. Jose Emilio, Sergio Ramos, Jorge Gavan, Carla Borico, Raquel Real, I'm guessing. The Echo Bridge release. One thing I have to say with this drop though, most of it just had very nice artwork on there, so even though Not a lot of Blu-rays though, nice DVDs, and put a little effort on the disc, so kudos to ITN and Uncorked Videos. Next we have a vertical release, and I swore I just saw this in Walmart for like in the $9.99 bin. I'm not positive, I could have sworn I just saw this recently. You guys know I spend a lot of time at Walmart getting water and everything else for the family. But Jason Gallagher, Kendall Ray, and David Arquette, 2099, The Soldier Protocol. That's sometimes I have a hard time taking him in a serious role just because he's always playing kind of the goofy, doofus person. And he still kind of looks like he has that doofus look on his face, so. This is like possibly maybe a sci-fi or maybe low budget type of sci-fi movie. I'm trying to think of the other one. The other low budget sci-fi movie. The name just escapes me. Will probably come to me though. But Jason Gallagher, Kendall Ray, David Arquette, 2099. Next we have Gates of Darkness. Adrienne Barbeau. Interesting. I wonder if that's the Adrienne Barbeau from the 70s. Tobin Bell, John Savage. Yeah, probably so. Mary Mouser and Alyssa Bowe. Gates of Darkness. Very interesting. ITN release. Yeah, Tobin. I wonder if that's her in The Habit. That's kinky. No, I didn't say that. I went to Catholic school, so I don't say stuff like that. Gates of Darkness, ITN release. Next, we have low-budget action star Scott Adkins. Amir Carrera, No Surrender, One Man, One Army. Another ITN release. Asylum, that's the name. Asylum, that's the other low-budget distributor for low-budget sci-fi. See, they come to me. The words come to me just not at the right time. But No Surrender, Scott Adkins, low-budget action / martial arts, because I'm sure he's going to be kicking somebody and breaking somebody's arm and choking somebody out. No Surrender. And the last of the DVDs, seems like I've seen this on the Travel Channel or somewhere on cable. Travel the Road, Season 1. And just looks like a show where they just go to different parts of the world and immerse themselves in the culture, which I've always been fascinated with. Unfortunately, I've only been to a couple countries, not that far, Mexico and Canada, that's it. But we'll love to, maybe one day with the wife, go to other countries, providing we still have a world and it's not riddled with disease. But let's see, what else do they have here? Anything that looks familiar? No. They're kind of like all Dollar Tree titles, kind of, in a way. If not, you probably will be seeing them at Dollar Tree eventually. Travel the Road, Season 1. Now, onto the Blu-rays. Unfortunately, as usual, there weren't too many Blu-rays, but I did pull a few, actually more than I did from the last Dollar Tree from last week. But yeah, The Hardest Working Man in Hollywood. It used to be Samuel Jackson. I think Danny Trejo has recently surpassed him as far as just cranking out movies after movies after movies. Jules Cox, T.C. Stallings, Jackie Velasquez with Jesse Metcalfe and Danny Trejo. So you might see maybe Danny Trejo, maybe 15 minutes in the movie tops, maybe. Echo Bridge release. Blu-ray and the DVD. Funny thing, when I scanned this in, only the DVD appeared. The Blu-ray didn't actually appear. So I'm just wondering if they just came with the DVD and just put it on Blu-ray. Didn't upscale it though. Just one of my questions. Cover me. Next one we have The Project. There's No Escape. Horror movie. Looks like maybe one of those Saw type escape type movies. Echo Bridge release. Bunch of It's like C or D actors, not really recognizing any names, but have the Blu-ray and the DVD, the project. Next, I actually have this on DVD. Glad to upgrade to Blu-ray. Haven't watched it yet though. The Shadow Effect. And it looks like type of sci-fi, low-budget sci-fi movie. Have the Blu-ray and the DVD. And this is a Momentum release. Next we have Wannabe. I actually have this on DVD, so upgrading to the Blu-ray. Vincent Piazza, Patricia Arquette, and Michael Imperioli. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Wannabe. Interesting, I saw the trailer on this. I believe he's like a wannabe gangster and somehow tied himself into the mob. I believe that's what the trailer alluded to. I haven't watched it in a while though, but interesting. Looks like a good middle of the week or Sunday watch. Middle of the week if you're off during the middle of the week, or you just are fortunate enough not having to work during the week or at all. Wannabe. I actually thought I was doing something because I have the first Jack Hunter, and I go to the Dollar Tree. I was like, oh, this is a second Jack Hunter. And let me see if I can get this guy's name, because he hits me up. It's like, yeah, there's I find the trilogy of Jack Hunter. I'm like, there's 3? I didn't know there's 3. I thought I was the man. I thought there was only 2. So I now have to find the third one. Hopefully that will be dropping at the Dollar Tree soon. Let me see. Yeah, of course. Movie Man 909. He's the one that burst my bubble and let me know there's actually 3 of these instead of just 2. So big shout out to Movie Man 909. So this is Jack Hunter and the quest for Akhenaten's tomb. I believe Akhenaten's. I believe it's close enough. Akhenaten's tomb. So maybe they're not that bad that they actually have 3 of them. So I haven't watched the first one yet. Now I guess I have to wait till I find the third one to actually watch all of them. And the last one to end all of this madness of DVDs and Blu-rays, original gangster Steve Guttenberg. Didn't know he was still alive. Ian Reddington, Alex Mills. Don't even know who they are. But looks like a funny type movie. Echo Bridge release. Nice Blu-ray and the DVD. And this is my Dollar Tree Pickups number 2 video. Now, if you're new to the channel, unfortunately, I am not graced with some of you guys who have this elaborate spaces in their house where they can actually dedicate one room to movies. I live with my wife and my son, so we have to share the house. So I have to actually separate the artwork and the disc and get rid of the plastic and put the disc into folders and the artwork into plastic sleeves. So give me a second and I'll let you guys be on your way. With the exception of the 8 movies that I showed you in the beginning, everything is scanned into my CLZ Movies app. And that's C as in Charlie, L as in Lima, Z as in Zebra. Let me see what the running total is today. Looks like we're right at 76.74. Yes, yes, it is raining out. Perfect opportunity for me to end this video and watch me a movie. I have everything laid out, ready to go back in its proper place. And as usual, I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule and just to hang out and look at movies with me. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Please hit that notification bell. Drop my videos every Wednesday at 6:30. Please like, share. Of More importantly, subscribe. If nothing else, give me the big thumbs up. Other than that, may the best of your past be the worst of your future. And everyone, please be safe. Wear your mask. Peace.